Hello friends, in this video tutorial let us see the concept of merge replication in SQL Server. So for this let us go to SSMS. Now we have server 1 2014 and server 2 2014. These are the two instances, out of which we will use server 1 2014 as the first server in merge replication, and this will be the second server. Okay. Now first of all let us go to configure distribution. So let us configure the distribution on the first instance, right? So this will be the snapshot folder. Now in merge replication, initially a snapshot will be generated and placed in this particular folder, with the help of which the second instance database will be initialized. After that, at both the instances, the database which is participating in merge replication, okay, can be updated at any of the instances, and the changes will be transferred to the other instance. Okay, there can be more than two instances also participating in merge replication. In that case, all the subscribers will be able to update the data that they have received from the publication at their subscriber end itself, and after the changes have happened at the subscriber end, those changes will be transferred to the other subscribers and the publisher. Okay, so it means that it acts like a node. So all the nodes can update changes at their end, and the data changes that have occurred at the node can be transferred to all other nodes. Okay, so let us first of all specify the snapshot folder and let the name of distribution database be distribution. Okay, so now we have configured the distribution database. Okay, fine. Okay, now let us go and create the first publication, and for this let us select db_test as the database name. Now as we want to configure merge kind of replication, so we will select merge publication, click next. Now my current version is SQL Server 2014, so I will select SQL Server 2008 or later. I want the tables to participate. Now the important thing to understand is, although there is primary key not defined for many of the tables, still all the tables are able to participate in merge replication, because automatically at the time when this data is published in the publication, an additional column is added in each of the tables, and the data type of the additional column is row GUID. Okay, and that additional column will be used to track uniqueness of a row. So if the same row gets updated at multiple nodes, then that can be tracked with the help of the new column that is getting added to every table, and that column name is row GUID. Okay, so if you want to change any other attributes of any of the articles, you can change it over here as per your requirements. Click next. So this is the place where the wizard informs us that unique identifier column will be added to all the tables, right? And this will cause insert statements without column list to fail. It will increase the size of the table, and it will increase the time required to generate the first snapshot. Okay, and this is the table list, that is all the tables where the new row GUID column will be added. Okay, click next. We do not want to filter any data in any of the tables. Click next. Now we require snapshot to be generated only at the first instance, right? And we want initialization to happen with the help of that snapshot. Okay, next. Now although it is not a recommended security based practice, but still for the purpose of this example we will use SQL Server agent security account, okay, to configure the security for the snapshot agent. Okay, next let us name this publication, and let us name this as db_test_merge_pub. Okay, let us finish. So now we have got our merge publication ready, which has got no subscribers, right? So let us add a subscriber. Now in the second instance, currently there are no databases. Okay, so let us go to replication. Let us go to local subscriptions. Let us right click and add a new subscription. Let us click next. Let us identify the server where the publisher is existing, which is nothing but our first instance. So connect. So it has identified that on this particular instance, that is server 1 2014, there is a publication named db underscore test underscore merge underscore pub. Okay, and this is the publication for which we want to create the subscriber, right? So select that, click next. Now let it be push subscription, so the distribution agent will work at the distribution end, right? So click next. Now as there are no databases at the subscriber end, let us create a new database. Let us name it as db underscore test underscore merge underscore rep, meaning it has been generated, this database has been generated with the merge replication. Okay, let us click next. Now although it is not a security based practice to use SQL Server Agent Service account, but for the purpose of this demo and this example, we will use the SQL Server Agent Security account. Okay, we can also configure this whole setup with the help of domain account with appropriate security permissions assigned at all the instances. Okay, that we can use over here. Okay, but just for the purpose of this demo, we will use SQL Server Agent Security account. Okay, so click OK. Now this is important. Synchronization schedule. When do we want the data to be synchronized among different nodes? And let it be run on demand only. So whenever we want the synchronization to happen, at that time only the synchronization will happen. And initialize subscriptions immediately. Okay, this is important. Subscription type. What kind of subscription this is for the server 2 2014? The subscription that we are creating, what is the type of this subscription? And we want this to act as server also. Okay, so first one will act as server and the second will also act as server. Both instances will act as servers. So both instances will be able to transfer the updations that have happened at their node to the other nodes, right? So click finish. So now we have set up our merge replication. So now let us do some testing. Okay, now let us first of all go and see what is there in this database. So it has got all the tables. Right click and say edit. So you can see that there are rows from 1 to 10 with the row GUIDs. Okay, fine. And this is on server 2, that is at the subscriber end. So the first initial snapshot got generated and it has got applied on the subscriber end, and that's why this database got created with all the data and the tables, right? So all 10 rows have come, and if you go to the database at the publisher end, okay, initial publisher end, then now we are at the server 1 2014, which is the first instance. We will be able to see the same data, right? The same data for all the 10 records. So now for instance 1 there are 10 records in this table, and for instance 2 also there are 10 records in this table. Now let us do some testing. So let us first of all delete a row at the subscriber. We are at server 2 2014, which is the subscriber that we have configured. But in merge replication, basically both subscriber and publisher will act at the same level. Both will be able to update their data, and both will be able to transfer the updations to the other nodes, right? So but first of all, just to do some testing, let us update some data at server 2 2014, which has been initially configured as a subscriber for the merge replication. So we are at server 2. Let us go and delete this data. So now row number 6 has been deleted as server 2. Go to server 1, refresh, it will still exist. Why? Because we have asked the data transfer to happen at our request, right? So let us go to on demand only, right? That was the option that we have selected. So we want the subscriber to pass on data to the publisher at on demand, right? The merge should happen at on demand. So that's why let us go to replication monitor. Now see, the status is all green, right? But it is not synchronizing, correct? Because it will be synchronized at our own demand. Okay, so we know that there is we know that there is a change that has already occurred, right, at the server 2 instance, correct? And we want that change to get transferred, that is the deletion, to get transferred to the server 1. So what we can do, we can just initiate synchronizing, we can just start synchronizing. Okay, so just observe over here and it has changed. Okay, so now as this synchronization has completed at 6:35, so go over here. Now if you refresh this data, this row will be deleted. So just refresh and this row is gone. Okay, which means this deletion that occurred on server 2 has now come to server 1. Okay, good. Now let us go to replication monitor. So we understand now what is the purpose of this particular job, right? When we say start synchronizing, it actually transfers all the updations from all the nodes to the other nodes, right? Now let us understand something over here also. There is a snapshot agent. Now this had ran only once at the start, right? So it shows iterations as only one, and just it ran at the start and it generated 12 articles. Okay, and it transferred those 12 articles to the folder. Okay, subscribe to the snapshot folder, and from there this particular merge this particular subscription was initialized. Okay, and then after that all the activities is happening with the help of the second agent, which is merge agent. So there are only two agents in merge replication. The first one was the subscriber agent, the second is merge agent, and merge agent is actually transferring all the delta portion, that is incremental changes happening at any of the nodes. Now let us go and do some more changes. Let us go and delete these 3 records. Now we are at server 1. Okay, so let us go and delete. Yes, so now these records are gone. Let us go to server 2. They will still exist because we need to synchronize. So right click and say start synchronizing and observe over here. Okay, so now it has changed from 35, it has become 37. So the job has ran, and the job has ran successfully, completed successfully. So now synchronization must have happened. So now on server 2 these 3 rows should be deleted, should be no longer be available. Okay, so now we can see that row number 8, 9, 10 are not available at server 2. Similarly, let us go and delete row number 7 from server 2. So let us go and delete. Let us update it. Now let us go, let us right click and synchronize. Let us observe over here that the time changed from 37 to something else. Okay. Okay, so now it has changed from 3709 to 3752 with, and the status was success. So this record must, 7th record must be gone from server 1. Okay, so that's how it is happening. So now we have tested the delete portion. Let us also test the insert portion. So let us again add row number 6, row number 7, row number 8. Okay, so we added 3 records. Let us add row number 9 and row number 10 also. So we added 5 records on server 1. Okay, and on server 2 all those 5 records are not present. So right click and say start synchronize. If it becomes 38, then yes, it has become 38. So now synchronization has happened. So let us refresh and all the 6 to 10 records are available. Okay. Okay, and now lastly let's add 1 record at the second server, and similarly let that record come to the first server. Okay. Okay, so now the time has changed. Let us go and refresh at the first server. It should have come. Okay, so now the 11th record is available. So we have tested delete at both servers and seen that those deletions are reflected at the other end. And then we had inserted data at both the instances and seen that those data insertions are transferred to the other instance, right? So I hope friends this video tutorial on merge replication is useful to you. Thank you.